Let's do some prayers before we start our class. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Bhurbhavaswaha, Tatsavitravare Bhargo Devasya Dhimai, Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Asto ma sadgamya, tamso ma jyotirgamya, mrityorma amritam gamya. Om sena bhavtu, sena bhunaktu, saviryam karvavai, tejasvi navadhitamastu, ma vidvishavai. Om shanti, shanti, shanti. In our Saturday's class, when we were looking at some verses of Yog Darshan, Rishi Patanjali talked about the pranayam, the power and the benefit of Pran Shakti in us. So I told you, according to our scriptures, yogic scriptures, there are three terms which come again and again. The first one is Pran Samrodha. So that means methodically restraining your Pran Shakti. So like a Nirodha. We got to learn to identify, capture, and pull pranic movement to a designated area of our body and learn to confine it there as a yoga abhyasi. Because prana is so subtle. So that means we got to sit still, take our attention inward, got to train our mind to join with the prana. And another term I told you was prana samvedana. So again, this is a yogic term for cultivating sensitivity to the subtle counterpart of a physical breathing. Is prana samvedana. So we got to learn to feel the breath's natural movement and also experience how the breath is affecting any particular region in our body. So prana samvedana helps us to identify and pinpoint the details of a subtle breathing. Prana samvedana. In normal course of lifespan, average person is not familiar with this. Too much attention is in the outer world, not enough for what is happening with the prana. So that's why the process of identifying and pinpointing these subtle details is technically known as Prananushandhan. And this is what we are going to talk about today, Prananushandhan. Practice of Prananushandhan consists of a set of 7 breathing techniques. You can call them pranayams, or you can call them a subdivision of certain pranayams. Let me give you the names of these 7. First one is Aharana pranayam. Aharana. If you want to write it in English, A-H-A-R-A-N-A. Aharana. The second is Dhirgha. No, second one is Samikaran. So Aharana and Samikaran. These are the first 2. Third one is Dhirgha Prashwas Pranayam. Fourth is Nadhi Shodhan Pranayam. So Dhirgha. So first one I said Aharana. Second one Samikaran. Samikarana. Samikaran. Third is Dhirgha. 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 Prashava. Prashava. Prashava Pranayam. So the next one is Nadhi Shodhan Pranayam. You're all familiar with that. Then Anuloma. Anuloma. Anuloma Pranayam. Then next one is Viloma. Viloma. And the last one is Pratiloma. 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 So these are the 7 steps for Prananushadhan I'm going to be talking about today. So let's start. Just to pay little attention. We all breathe. Everybody breathes. Without breath, there's no life. Yet few of us know anything about the subtle anatomy of the breath. Because for most of us, breathing is a physiological process, one that runs on autopilot. We inhale, air goes in, and exhale, air goes out. And science tells us that our primitive brain regulates our breathing. But beyond that, what makes us inhale and exhale remains a mystery to most of the people. Yogis call this mystery Prana. And they say this Prananushandhan is a process where we can become aware of the difference between the breathing and what makes us breathe. To know that. Because in the absence of this awareness, the advanced stages of pranayam and also the pran samvedna and pran samrodha, or even the 4 pranayams which we talked about in our Saturday's class, they just remain confined to the domain of physical exercise. They have little or no spiritual value. So that's why for a serious student, learning these 7 steps will be very beneficial. The first step, Aharana pranayama. The Sanskrit word Aharan means to bring back. Aharana. So Aharan pranayam involves bringing our pran shakti back to its home base. Our body, and more precisely the heart, is the residence of prana. Mind and pran live together. And they work together also. We all know when the mind is scattered, pran is scattered. Before we can pull our pran back to its main seat, we have to first become aware of the union of pran and mind. This is a subtle process, should not be mistaken for a breathing exercise. So to practice Aharana pranayam, you got to sit in your most comfortable sitting up position. That means Padmasana or Sukhasana, Vajrasana. Okay? You always close your eyes when you do the pranayam and become aware of your body and the space around your body. Bring your attention to your inhalation and exhalation. Make sure there's no shakiness or noise in your breath. And with the power of your intention, relax your shoulders. Mentally check the position of your spine and sit straight. And avoid creating an exaggerated arc. Breathe without making an effort. If your mind is not fully engaged in experiencing your body, but it is chasing the objects of your thoughts, your breath will be choppy and erratic. So that's how you know through the breath what the mind is doing. Experiencing the quietude is becoming aware of the union of prana and mind. It's a complete peacefulness. In the practice of Aharana pranayam, making an effort to withdraw the prana and mind from the different quarters of the objective world is a recipe for failure. So pulling the prana and mind back to the center of the heart is an effortless process. Aharana pranayam involves witnessing the smooth flow of inhalation and exhalation. So in other words, you are sitting back straight, bring your mind on the breathing, just a very smooth, noise-free, effortless breathing. Bring your mind on that. The resolve to witness the breath automatically withdraws the mind from the objective world, from its outside world. You have to maintain this awareness for a few minutes before moving into the next step. Okay, so this is the very first thing you do in these 7 steps of Prananushandhan. Okay. Second step, Samikaran pranayam. Samikaran means to equalize, sum, equal. It involves creating a condition where the quietude of the body is equal to that of the breath. And this is accomplished by witnessing the presence of the mind and prana in different parts of your body. All the parts of the body, they got the prana, that energy. So after maintaining Aharana pranayam for a few minutes, bring your attention to the crown of your head. Feel the presence of your own being in the region of the crown of your head. Do not apply any pressure on your eyes. Keep them relaxed. Do not imagine yourself in a particular form or shape. This is simply a feeling of presence. Take a few serene breaths. Become established in this self-presence. Awareness of your self-presence means you have discovered a point in the space at the crown of your head. And that space is filled with the feeling of I amness. So you're detaching from the physical form and shape. It's not going away, it is there, but you are bringing your mind only at the crown of your head. And maintaining this feeling is witnessing, which includes experiencing the unity of Prana and mind. And while remaining aware of this particular point in the region of your crown, take a deep breath. Feel as though your head, particularly the region of the top of your head, is filled with breath. So that means your awareness is still on the top, crown of your head, but you're breathing in. Then begin exhaling, letting your mind descend through the front of your body. First to your forehead, then to the center between your eyebrows, nostrils, throat, heart, sternum, navel center, pelvis, and all the way to your perineum. By the time you reach the perineum, your exhalation is completed. So while exhaling, your mind is traveling down. Without pausing, begin inhaling with the awareness of ascending through the back of your body. So while inhaling, you're ascending. While exhaling, you're descending. Paying attention to the areas parallel to the pelvis, navel center, sternum, heart, throat, nostrils, eyebrows, and forehead. So paying attention to those points. In other words, while exhaling, descend from the crown to the perineum and through the front of your body. And while inhaling, ascend from the bottom to the crown through the back of your body. Including the crown and perineum, there are these special spaces which I mentioned, where you are emphasizing the process of witnessing yourself. That is your mind and prana. What really happens with this process? Fills your body with the quietude which is inherent in your mind and prana. Repeat the process 10 to 12 times before moving to the next step. Third step is called Dhirgha pranayam. And this does require some effort. So the first two, you're supposed to do effortlessly. The third one, a little effort. In this pranayam, the exhalation is longer than the inhalation. So Dhirgha prashwas means long exhalation. So that word itself, this is what it means. So feel your breath descending from the crown of the head to the perineum with the exhalation and ascending from the bottom to the crown with the inhalation. But this time, do not differentiate between the front and the back of the body. Let your exhalation and inhalation move downward and upward while sweeping the entire body. While adhering to the principle of effortlessness, exhale as slowly and deeply as possible. This way you can lengthen your exhalation. The longer it takes to exhale, the easier it will be to inhale absolutely effortlessly. Because you're emptying yourself And of course, it will fill up again effortlessly. So in other words, make a slight effort to prolong your exhalation, but make no effort to prolong your inhalation. So in attempting to prolong the exhalation, do not push yourself too hard. This will cause discomfort in the region of your heart, and that can create tension in the lungs or even diaphragm. And you will gasp for more air. So rushing to inhale will take away the serene quality of your inhalation. So practice steadily at a comfortable pace while applying the principles of effortless effort. So effort you are making, but effortlessly. Remember that. So Dhirgha Prashwas pranayam engenders a sense of alertness, regulates the functions of diaphragm, lungs, heart, and it helps to remove toxins from the bloodstream. So Dhirgha Prashwas pranayam. The fourth step is Nadhi shudhan pranayam. And the distinguishing feature of this pranayam is that you inhale through one nostril and exhale from the other. Sit with your head, neck, and trunk comfortably erect. After a deep inhalation, close your right nostril with your right thumb and exhale slowly through the left nostril. So you are all familiar with that. We do this pranayam in every class. So, and that is how we use our hand. At the end of the exhalation, close your left nostril with your ring finger and inhale slowly and deeply through your right nostril. At the end of the inhalation, your right nostril and exhale through the left. So keep on alternating it. Following this pattern, exhale 3 times through the left nostril and inhale 3 times through the right nostril. This completes one cycle. Then take 3 normal breaths through both nostrils before beginning the second cycle. And this time begin exhaling from the right nostril and inhale through the left. After 3 exhalation and inhalations, again take 3 normal breaths. Okay, so there are different varieties of doing the Nadhi shudhan too. But in this Prananushadhan, we are supposed to do this way. 3 times from one side and then 3 times from the other side. So Nadhi shudhan demands more effort than Dhirgha Prashwas pranayam. And its effect is more precise. It balances mutually supporting forces of sun and moon, yin and yang. Some people call it masculine and feminine energies inside us. This balancing action is engendered by harmonizing the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. And the end result is our nadis are purified. That's why the name itself, Nadhi shudhan, that energy channels which support and nourish both the body and the mind, they become pure. Nadhi shudhan pranayam. Okay, so when we do in our classes Nadhi shudhan pranayam, we do a kumbhak also. But in these 7 steps, there's no kumbhak. So without kumbhak, we are doing it. The 5th step is called Anuloma pranayam. Anuloma means to follow the same trail. So in this pranayam, you exhale and inhale through the same nostril. So in the previous one, we exhaled from the right and inhaled from the left. We just switched it after that. So, but in this pranayam, you exhale and inhale through the same nostril, little rapidly and forcefully. You can see that each step is becoming more forceful. So that's why all these 7 steps doing in one sitting is highly beneficial. A stable and comfortable sitting posture is even more crucial in this step than in the 4 previous steps. Make sure your spine is straight, shoulders and abdomen relaxed, and your waist is not restricted. That's why we wear little looser clothes when we do yoga. In this pranayam, as well as in the 2 that follow, it is necessary to apply Mool Bandh. Okay, the anal lock. To practice Anuloma, inhale deeply. Then close the right nostril. So inhale, close right nostril with the right thumb. Exhale through the left nostril as forcefully as possible and immediately inhale with equal force through the same nostril. Exhale and inhale in this manner 10 to 12 times before completing the cycle with a forceful, deep, and prolonged exhalation. And before beginning the next cycle, take 5 to 10 normal breaths through both nostrils to restore stability and comfort. Then start the second cycle. This time close your left nostril with your ring finger. So that positioning of the hand always stays the same. The right side we always close with the thumb and left side with the ring finger. Okay. So exhale and inhale forcefully through the right nostril. After 10 to 12 breaths, end the cycle with a forceful, deep, and prolonged exhalation. And once again, take 5 to 10 normal breaths before moving on to the 6th step of the practice. So Anuloma pranayam and the remaining 2 pranayams, Viloma and Pratiloma, they strengthen our nervous system. They energize our inner organs. They ignite the fire at the navel center. Okay, for a good health, these pranayams are must. So 6th step is Viloma. Viloma means to follow the reverse trail. Viloma. So in this pranayam, you exhale from one nostril and inhale from the other. Both inhalation and exhalation are rapid and forceful. Close your right nostril, exhale through the left. At the end of the exhalation, close the left nostril, inhale forcefully to the right. You take 10 to 12 breaths in this manner, completing the cycle with a forceful exhalation through the left nostril. Take 5 to 10 normal breaths to restore stability and comfort. Then switch nostrils. And you can do this practice as rapidly as you want. But you got to make sure that your fingers are cooperating back and forth from one nostril to the other. Use as much force as you can without harming your nasal passages. We should know our body. We should know the strength and the weakness of our body. We don't compete with others. But to know your own body and keep on making it better with this. And the final step is Pratiloma pranayam. Pratiloma means to switch the trails back and forth. Pratiloma. Do not practice this pranayam until you have mastered Anuloma and Viloma. So in this pranayam, exhale and inhale twice through one nostril. Then switch to the other nostril, exhale and inhale twice through that nostril. And then switch again. Both exhalation and inhalation are rapid and forceful. So these last three pranayams, and Pratiloma in particular, are not meant for those with weak constituents, because there's a lot of force applied. However, a student with a weak constitution who practices asanas methodically and who sequentially and systematically follows the first 6 steps of Prananushadhan, in time will become strong enough to practice Pratiloma. So in other words, if you're not strong enough, your system is not strong enough to do all 7 in one sitting, it's okay to practice the first few, maybe the 3 steps, first 3 steps, or I would say even the first step. Maybe the first day, do only first step. Second day, add another step. Then third day, add another step. But do not miss the first steps though. And then you will see that by the 7th day, you'll be able to do all 7 beautifully. And reap the benefit which these yogis are telling us that we will reap. Foundation of this body is the nervous system. All these pranayams, they really affect our nervous system directly. And while doing that, our body is being purified also. Organs are getting the benefit. Mind is becoming calm. Mind is becoming in our control. And we have this apparatus, body, prana, mind, so that we can do our duties properly. We often ask God to give us this, give us that. We will say, God, give us strength to do our duties. But these are some of the basic things which we need to do as human beings too. Not just always asking. We got to do our duties properly. So these 7 steps. So you might have a question that what do I do with the other pranayams which I'm doing? Do those also. But you will see that if you follow these 7, the practice of the other pranayams will become even better. Because sometimes we do pranayam just mechanically, we are doing it. Not really understanding, not combining our mind to the prana, and we are not getting full benefit. So again, just if you have written it down, good. If you have not, you can always Just go back to this recording. Make sure you have taken the right notes so that you can practice it properly. So let's end it over here. You might have some questions and we can look into that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti 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 Om. Thank you very much.